What is going on, guys? This is Xatter here. Welcome back to my channel, guys. Today, as you guys can see on the screen, we're going to take a look at Train Sim World for the first time. It is in beta. This is the CSX Heavy Haul that is by Dovetail Games. It's their new game that they're coming out with in February. If you pre-ordered, or not pre-ordered, but if you have bought the 2017 Pioneers Edition of Train Simulator, and you got all the routes with that, you were in their beta system to test out the new train game, as you can see on the screen. Again, around now, obviously. It came out yesterday, December 8th. It is currently December 9th. For me, it is 10 p.m. on the East Coast. So, I do apologize for this video being going up so late. I had problems with my recording. It was just stuff with my software that was just messing up. I didn't know what to do. So I ended up uninstalling it, reinstalled it, installed the plugin that I needed for my graphics card, and it ended up working. So hopefully this will come out great. Uh, I will say that how can I put it, the graphics for it are really, really high quality, and I do have it on ultra, but my computer really doesn't handle it perfectly. It handles it to an extent. But it is doable to make a video for you guys. You just have to bear with the lag every here and there. So I hope you guys don't mind that too much. But so this is the first look for us. So let's get into this. So I am gonna put in my account stuff here real quick, and oh, can't type, and we'll go down here. All right, and then we'll connect. All right, so I already have a career already made. I'm sorry, I lose my train of thought, guys. But I do have a career already made. But we're not going to go into that. That is just my personal profile. So we're going to start a brand new one here. So we're going to pick this guy over here because it's the only one we could pick. There he is there. So we'll create profile. And we'll go with Xatter. There we go. So there's three different things that you could do. You could do tutorials, scenarios, or services. I did one scenario and I did some of one service. It's kind of like free roam, that sort of thing. But we're going to start off with the tutorials for the people that don't have the game yet. Because I noticed there was some issues with Steam, or if people they couldn't afford it. But we're just going to do the tutorials here. I will say one thing though, that the break application that they make you do in the first tutorial is wrong. They need to fix that for the final release. I'm just saying. The actual, you'll see what I mean. So those three different tutorials. So you have the intro sequence tutorial, you have the SD40-2 introduction tutorial, and then you have the switching tutorial. Now once you complete one tutorial, it'll ask if you want to go to the main menu or head to the next tutorial. I'm going to do it in three different steps, so I'm going to make three different videos on this. So the first one's just going to be the intro sequence tutorial for now, and then we'll move on to the next one, and so forth to the last one. And then we'll do both scenarios, and then we'll just mess around and do stuff. So we're gonna start this up. It will take a moment for it to load. Um, it's just how the game is so far. But one real cool thing that I do like is in the loading screen, aside from showing inside the cab, it'll show you outside of the locomotive. And there's another picture of them being connected. But it gives you some tips at the top. So as you can see, it says hold down shift while walking to run. It's pretty cool if you want to get from one quick place to another, obviously. But it's really neat that whenever you run across the ballast, that it sounds like it's kicking up the ballast a little bit. If you do like a one of the services, which is what I did, and you pick the snowy scene, whenever you run across the snow, it crunches like you're actually running across snow. So it's pretty cool. I do like that a lot. It's just the small details in any game like that that just make me and I know a lot of people just make you want to play it even more. It's just stuff like that. It doesn't keep the game dull at all. Plus all the interactive stuff you could do inside the locomotive, and outside the locomotive as well. It's just unbelievable that they've even done something like this. Another cool tip, as you can see right there, kind of obvious, but you just press the F1 and it'll get rid of the HUD display. So you could have a nice, screen without, the HUD being on the side. They'll be at the bottom right hand corner. And another one is if you press F3, it'll bring up your FPS and your megabytes per second during the game. So you kind of get a generalization of what you're running at. So here we are. We started up. So it says welcome to Train Sim World. Take a brief moment. Welcome to Train Sim World. We are delighted to offer you the position of Railroad Engineer on our Keystone subdivision. Your application was outstanding and we are excited about what you will bring to the daily operations of Cumberland Terminal. We would like you to commence immediately and will provide all required training at the Cumberland facility. Now, I'm going to pause here because there's one thing every time you create a new profile, which I don't know why it does this. It has this anti-aliasing thing on. I don't know why, but if you turn it off and you have to hit apply, you turn it off, it gets rid of that like blurriness and all that. I hope all the sound effects are good, that you guys can hear me well. These are the settings I have right now for it, so I have the music off, and I was kind of messing around with it earlier, so I'm hoping it's good enough. We are on Ultra, so I want to give you guys the best detail that, that I could give you, just not the best performance because my computer doesn't live up to it, but I want to show all the great detail as best as I can. So we'll get back into this tutorial. Alright, so press E to begin, so just press the E key. For the purpose of this tutorial, some interactive items are locked. If you miss any instructions, you can find them on the pause menu to read again. So all you have to do is just hit the escape button, and anything that you miss, such as subtitles like that, they will show up in here. So just in case you missed anything, you could always go back and find it. So it wants us to look around. Hand-eye coordination is critical to operating locomotives on the railroad. Look down at the ground, up at the sky, left and right. So look down here at the ground. It says, would you like to invert your vertical axis? Click no. Keep it the same. Look up at the sky, which technically you're looking at the locomotive. Left. Over that way, and then look right over this one. Right there. Objective complete. Great. There are many things that are not operated from a locomotive cab, so you will be on your feet for a fair portion of the time. Stretch your legs for a few seconds and get warmed up. So it tells us how to walk around here, so we're able to walk around. It's WSAD key, well, the keys, I should say. So you're able to walk around and all that. It gives you a track safety warning, so it says walk on the track, it's dangerous, always be aware of your surroundings, and that's the #1 thing with railroads, safety. So, and here's the lag I was telling you about. It really didn't do it in the services. Like in the service, it was operating a lot better. I guess it's a tutorial that they just need to fix. Alright, so now it says that's the physical portion of your training complete. Head over and climb aboard the locomotive. So we'll head over here to the front of the locomotive. Once again, I do apologize for this lag. I don't know why it doesn't seem to do it on anything else really that I've noticed. Not this bad. Alright, complete this tutorial to progress. Open the cab door and proceed inside. So we'll walk up here. Try to let me click on the door. There we go. So we left click on the door with the mouse. So now we're inside. Now, turn around. A cool thing that I do like, it says take control. You'll want the engineer's seat, head over and sit down. So we will do that, but listen to the sound. There we go. See that? I like that a lot. That's a small detail that I do like a lot, and it does it with the windows too. If you have the windows open, it does change the sound, which is very realistic. So here we are in the engineer's seat. See all the cab controls here, the brakes, the horn. When sat in the engineer's seat of the locomotive, the driving heads-up display will appear in the bottom right-hand corner. The HUD displays the key information of the state of the locomotive to aid you while driving. So you can see it over there. If we press F1, it will get rid of it like that. The main display indicates the speed of the train that is traveling at, so we'll bring it back on. You guys can see that there. It's pretty self-explanatory. The dials on the right display brake system pressures. So we have our brake pipe pressure and we have our EQ, which I believe, I'm not too sure, I believe it just shows you the amount of air that is stored in the locomotive to provide for the rest of the train. Along the bottom are the direction, throttle, and brake type indicators, so you can see those over there to let you know if you're in forward, neutral, reverse, what notch you're in, 1 through 8, or in idle, and then it'll also show you your brake settings. Finally, the exclamation mark on the left is a safety warning indicator known as the alerter. This will illuminate when something requires your attention. I did a service and it had ended up going off. I forgot to hit the reset button and it ended up shutting the whole train down. So there's that. You'll learn all about these different systems in later tutorials. So you will learn about those, but like I said, I did the service and it ended up shutting the whole, I lost all brake pressure and I couldn't go anywhere. So well, all you have to do is just simply hit the Q key. Now, it says before you learn about moving the train, accessing cameras, and how to operate the brakes, you first need to let those around us know that the locomotive is operational. So there's different ways you can do that. One of the main ways is doing the headlights. So you could either go down here, you could left click and slide the mouse to the right, to the left, or you could simply just hit and hold the H key. And it'll tell you on the right hand side what position that you have anything in the locomotive. You know, if it's the headlights, it'll tell you what, you know, which different step that it's in. Now there's 3 main controls to operating it. You have the reverser, throttle, and brakes. So the first thing we're going to do here is do the reverser. So once again, you can click and hold it, or you can hold in the W key. So there we are in the forward position. Now, it says to the left of us, we have the auto brake handle. It controls all the brakes from the locomotive to the last car. Move this to the release position. Now, this is where I'm going to pause and say that this is where they should have did the independent brake. We're only one locomotive. There's no sense to use the whole, I'm sorry for the lag there. There's no sense to use the whole train brake. They need to fix that for release. I hope they realized that whenever they did this. But to be more prototypical, independent brake is just for the locomotive all by itself. As you clearly see, the train brake or the auto brake is for the first engine to the last car. We don't have nothing. That is in the next tutorial where we do stuff with cars, so that's where that would come into play. That's where they should introduce to that. I think they need to change that about. Hopefully someone will notice this, post it on the forum saying, hey, maybe they need to really do this, and I really do think they should. But anyway, to disengage the brakes, all you gotta simply do is just either drag it with your mouse or put in the semicolon key and release the train brakes there. Alright, you're ready to move the train. To alert anyone around, make 2 short blasts of the horn. So if you don't know, 2 short blasts means you're going forward, 3 means you're going in reverse, and 1 means you are stopped. So hit the space bar here. You guys listen to this. Alright, objective complete. Now, add some power, not too much though. Too much power too soon can damage both the locomotive and the cars. Always stay off nice, or start off nice and slowly. Move the throttle to notch 1. So we'll just do that by simply hitting the A key. Go. And here we are, moving off. Now the bell, I did notice, does make a weird noise in the game, so that it is beta, so they will definitely need to fix that, unless they already have plans to. They already noticed it, so. Let's look around here. Once again, I do apologize for this video coming out so late, guys. I was trying to get this to happen all day, and it just wasn't happening. Alright, so as you're doing great, to maintain a constant speed, move the throttle to the idle, displayed in the notch indicator. So, as soon as that goes away, simply just hold in D, and now we're in idle, and we're just coasting coasting about. While driving, you may wish to view the train from the outside. You do this by switching to one of the many external cameras. For now, we'll look at the, quote, follow camera. So it is going to be the 3 key, so we will hit that. Go to the outside here. Have plenty play with moving the camera around and all that while it's coasting along. Now we'll zoom in on the front of the train here if it wouldn't lag it so bad. You can see that the MU hoses and the air hoses and the electrical hoses, they're kind of bouncing all about. So that is one of the bugs I have noticed. Even whenever you have multiple engines hooked up, it does do that. So I do apologize for it being so laggy there. Like I said, it's just certain areas it lags more than others. There's nothing I can do about it. Now it wants us to move the brake handle to the initial reduction position. As with applying power, too much brake pressure applied too quickly can be determined. You guys can pause that real quick. Find out where it said that at. Scroll up. Let's see. Where would it be at in our log? Yeah, it can be determined by the train and its cargo. So, you know, he's gotta, in real life, he's gotta get a feeling for it. If you are actually in real life. And it does work in the game too with the physics and all that. So we are in the initial reduction. So we're slowing down here gradually. Like I said, it should be the independent brake, but I don't know. They need to fix that. That kind of stuff like that. If you want to be as prototypical and have such a good game as they're doing, you kind of want to fix stuff and make it right. So, like I've said many a times, not to you guys, but I do say this a lot. You want something done right, do it right the first time. So that's just one of the things that they need to fix, and the hose is up front too. So that completes tutorial number 1. As you guys can see, we did earn some experience. We earned 1,000 experience, not bad. Then we can go to the next tutorial or go to the main menu. I'm gonna go back to the main menu, and but we could, you know, go to the next one. But the next episode, I guess you would say, or the next part of this first look is going to be the second tutorial. So I'm gonna do all 3 tutorials first before I do anything else. So you guys could understand and see what what goes on if you guys unfortunately aren't able to get the game yet. Weren't able to purchase the Pioneers Edition to see, to get the game, and all you have to do is, or all you can do is actually just watch videos. So until the game comes out in February. But that was the first look so far for you guys and for us technically together. I've already looked at it by myself, and I got honestly, I can't even talk. I can honestly say that I really like this a lot. I do like the quality. I like the detail. I like how interactive it is. You're able to get up and walk around. You're able to, disconnect the train cars. You're able to fuel the locomotive. You're able to do all the gauges and all the, well, not the gauges, but the switches on the inside of the locomotive. Every single one of them that I've looked at, we didn't look at it today, but every single one that I've looked at, you're able to do. You're able to shut down and start the engine up. It's just a whole bunch of interactive stuff. Open the doors. It's just, I really like it a lot. And, this has been something that I've been wanting for a very long time, and I didn't think they were ever going to do something like this. And I gotta give a big shout out to Dovetail Games for doing something like this. It is something different from them, and it is going to be a whole new challenge. But I'm sure they're going to be up to it, and it's by far way better than Train Simulator. I will say that. So, and I know a lot of people will agree. Some might disagree. Some will like, but for me, it is definitely a huge improvement. So, if you guys did enjoy this video, please drop a like on it. Comment if you do have anything to say. And it could be anything about the video, about locomotives or anything, or just in general, something and all that. So we will be adding, this is the first video, so we will be adding more train videos to the channel. If you don't know that this channel is not strictly American Truck Simulator, it will consist of both Truck Simulator and Train Simulator. Those are my 2 favorite type of simulators I like to play, so that's what's going to be on this channel. So and if you are new to the channel, if you are new, just please hit that subscribe button. The support does help. We're over 250 subscribers, and I can't believe that I'm already over that much in a little over about a month and a half, and it's just it keep growing and growing, and you know I gotta thank you guys a lot for that. So once again, if you did enjoy this video, don't forget to leave a thumbs up, comment, subscribe. This has been Xatter here. I hope to catch you guys in the next one. Take care.